What's up, people? This is Nidhi, and you probably might have seen this girl on the internet these days who is selling a Bluetooth landline phone in 2026. Now, on the surface, this might just look like a TikTok trend that's growing, like a girl selling a physical phone online. But if that is the only thing that you get from this, then you're missing the point. Meet Catherine, aka CatGPT. She didn't build a business on AI, but built a business on the failure of AI. In this video, I'm gonna deconstruct how she turned a simple landline phone into a $300,000 moment without spending a single dollar on ads. Now, to understand this, we need to go back to the time where this all started. So Catherine earlier used to have a tech job, which for some reason she wasn't able to pursue. She then started creating content around AI in a very humanly way and started posting on Instagram and TikTok. Now, most people would basically just spend so much of their time just thinking about what do I name my brand, but she took a very interesting turn here. 2023 was a year where the word AI was absolutely booming. Most of the people used to talk about ChatGPT. She used that theme as the core identity of her brand in the early years and even named her brand as CatGPT. Now, if we talk about her content itself was very interesting and highly valuable because in the year 2023, people weren't much aware about AI. Many people were still new to the concept. And she exactly used that point. So she was creating content around AI in a very humanly manner, in a way that people would feel relatable. You know, the content wasn't just filled up with the regular technical stuff about AI, but how normal human beings can include AI in their daily lives. What are the confusions which it's causing? Just raw facts, just raw experience about using AI. And that theme itself was good enough to attract the tech-obsessed people, entrepreneurs and students who are trying to get into AI, non-technical people trying to include AI in their daily lives. Now here's the different part. If you just observe the pattern, she was posting a content about AI and she was growing immensely. Now the obvious next step, if she wanted to monetize her audience, would have been launching something related to AI, right? But that is exactly where she took a different turn. She used this tech brand to sell an anti-tech philosophy. Then we saw a new variety of content that she started to post, not only regarding AI, but also around how tech consumption is harmful for humans, how much time they are spending all day just scrolling their phones. And people were actually able to relate to this content because this seriously is a problem. Overconsumption of tech is a major concern these days. Now, she was having an audience which was aware about tech, but also aware about its cons. They were also willing to work upon digital detox. Now, she didn't just launch the product immediately. Instead, she spent about a year or more using that product herself first. She tried creative ways in which a regular landline phone could be brought back to life in the year 2025. Now, she didn't just build this product for the audience, but also for the version of herself that was struggling because of this. Now, by the time she showed this product to the world, she already had done enough of research and she was her first customer herself, and she was satisfied with it. Now her content slowly was also trying to include this point about digital detox and how mornings would look like without having to touch your phone, how your mornings would look like if you wake up, read the newspaper, talk to your close ones through a landline phone, and answer the emails on your laptop. Like, she was showing how in today's world as well, there is a way, or there could be a way of not using your phones for the first few hours of the day. And this wasn't just content. This was nostalgia. People are attached to these things. People were attached to waking up in the morning, reading newspapers, talking to someone on landline phone, having a morning which is calm and focused, not you just waking up and start scrolling right from the very start of the day. Now, she wasn't just selling a phone. She was selling nostalgia behind it. She was selling the sensory experiences that come with it. You know, if you observe her content, she was showing the receiver, the cord of the landline phone. These all things played a major role in bringing back the nostalgia effect. Now, while she was posting this content, she still wasn't selling the phones. Now, this was creating a nostalgic wave among people. This was creating an audience which was aware about the problem that she was trying to sell a solution upon. Now, around mid-2025, she finally decided to sell some of her pieces. She created some short-form content around how to use the product and that it is now available for sale. And she hit the post button. In 72 hours, she did $120,000 in revenue. That's roughly 1 crore. And by October, she had hit about $280,000 plus revenue by selling 3,000 plus units. Now, how is this possible in just 72 hours? People were willing to give more pre-orders. People were gifting these to their friends and families. With no ads and no marketing team, how exactly was she able to generate these crazy numbers within a span of few days? Well, the sale actually happened during the year where she was using the product herself. Like, the internet wasn't just liking that product, they were desperate for her to launch it. People were willing to pay $100 for a key to get them out of the phone addiction, to get them back to those old days. Now, this is the power of build-up trust. It wasn't just the sudden love that people were showing towards the product. It was a result of the compound effect. It was a result of the 1 year where she was using a product. It was a result of that year where people were getting aware about that problem. It was a year where she was making people aware about that problem. Those silent days basically resulted in these crazy numbers. Now, some of you might be wondering that why is someone willing to pay $100 just to get a landline phone that does less than your regular phone? Now, there are two main reasons here. Firstly, nostalgia, and secondly, a genuine rising problem. Now, this was all a result of powerful branding. She branded inconvenience as status. She made the landline as a symbol of mentally free people, of the people who are living in their prime, who are enjoying their lives and not consumed by this over-addiction. And this is the same reason why people buy vinyl records or mechanical watches these days. And we aren't looking for the fastest way anymore, we're looking for the deepest way. She wasn't just selling a gadget, she was selling a boundary which was making them spend more time with their family, a boundary which was not letting them fall for the overconsumption trap. Okay, cool. So now she was making sales, she already had a very good audience, and the response was very good. But did she stop there? Well, not really. She still was re-innovating with the kind of content that she was delivering. And along with this complete process, she was also documenting the ugly side of this. She was frankly talking about the shipping delays, the broken prototypes, the manufacturing hurdles. And this was a genius move. She wasn't hiding the mess, she was showing it. All this struggle was getting turned into her brand story. Her customers weren't just regular buyers then, they actually became a part of this mission. She proved that in the age of AI, transparency is the only thing that a machine cannot fake. So what is the lesson that we all take from this? You don't need a Stanford degree, you don't need to be a professional, you just need to be the bridge. Just look at the world, find where technology is making people feel less human, then build a bridge to bring back that humanity to people. If everyone is going digital, you go physical. If everyone is going fast, you go slow. If everyone is going meta, you go real. She didn't invent something which was absolutely new. She just reminded us why we missed it, and to discover the most profitable business to be a human one. Now, it's not necessary that we should just run around what's working right now, what the algorithm is saying. Be willing to do something which people might not expect. Success doesn't always lie in the algorithm. You might find them in glitches as well. And turns out to be that this is where the monopoly was hiding. Until then, peace, and I'll see you in the next breakdown.